Perfect. So let's begin with our eighth video where we will explore the monthly churn trend. So in this visualization, I am analyzing how many customers churned in each month. So as you can see, I have made a line chart here. So this is like a suitable trend chart because it helps us understand whether churn increased, decreased, or remained stable over time. So I'm gonna show you exactly the queries and everything, explain you everything step by step so you understand it well. So what is a monthly churn trend? It's basically shows how many customers cancel their subscription during each month. So how I have created a cancellation month column. That's what I'm gonna explain. So you see, I've created a new column called cancellation month with the help of DF visuals. uh, List cancellation month is equal to df visuals cancellation date dot date to period. So you see, df visuals cancellation month selects the cancellation date column. Dot dt allows us to use date related functions, and dot to period m converts each complete cancellation date into a monthly format. So that's how we get a cancellation month on the basis of cancellation date. So as you can see, in the cancellation date, and this is the cancellation month. For example, as you can see, 2024-09-10 becomes just 2024-09. So why do we do this? Because the analysis is based on monthly churn, not individual cancellation dates. So that's why we just want the month. That's why we remove from the, because we don't want individual cancellation date. So that's why we have created the column. And you may ask why I've used DF visuals there. So DF visuals is like a data frame, which I have basically copied the data frame because you see I cannot do visualization on the main data frame because I don't want many changes to happen there. So that's why I've done the DF visual. I've copied the main analysis data frame into DF visual. So this is like copied data frame. And that's how I have like, uh, you know, first of all, remove the head, then the shape, then the columns. Columns are basically for seeing like what exactly how the name is. Like for example, cancellation month. So you see the cancellation month here. Sorry, the cancellation date here. So it's somewhere. Yeah. So I will type the cancellation date properly. So I've made this cancellation month column. You see DF visual in this. And this is basically from the cancellation date. This DF visual cancellation date is being selecting from cancellation date. Dot DT allows us to use the date related functions. And dot to period M converts each complete cancellation date into monthly format. So yeah, it's very easy to understand. I hope you understand it. Perfect. Then we have a query for verifying the new created column, and that's how we created. So this is DF visual cancellation date, cancellation. So this query basically displays the first 10 records from the selected columns. Because in the head we have specifically mentioned inside the parenthesis 10, so that's why the 10 columns. So yeah, cancellation date shows the original date, cancellation month shows the newly created month, and churn flag shows whether the customer churned. Basically, if the customer has cancelled his subscription. Then comes display only churn customers. As you can see, we have used df visuals, and then we have used the list df visuals churn flag double equals to 1. So this query filters the data set. So df visuals list churn flag double equals to 1 creates a condition. 1 represents churn customer. The outer df visual returns only the records that satisfy that condition. So this helps us verify which customers are included in the churn calculation. So this query calculates how many customers churned in each month. And yeah, as you can see, the, this where we have written like df visuals, the churn flag one, double equal to 1, this actually only keeps a churn customer. So yeah, that's that. And then we move to this query, that is calculate monthly churn. Now here, as you can see, we have used group by bracket cancellation month. So first, let me explain this. I think I didn't explain this very properly. So you see, this query creates a condition. 1 represents the churned customer, right? And the outer df visual, that is a bracket, outer df visual, returns only the record that satisfied that condition. So this helps us verify which customers are included in the churn calculation. So as you can see, I think we have used it here. In the escalation and in the churn calculation, it's somewhere here. It should be somewhere. I think it's got into escalation. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, moving on. Let's calculate the monthly churn. In this, as you can see, the churn, we have created a column called churn trend. So this query calculates how many customers churned in each month, right? This query calculates how many customers has churned in each month. First line, as you can see, is df visuals. Again, we have used the same query as above. So this only keeps the churned customers, right? So second line, as you can see, is dot group by bracket cancellation month. So this kind of groups the customers according to their cancellation month. Okay. So group by, what it does, it groups the customers according to a cancellation month. Now, for example, all September cancellations are placed in one group, as you can see, right? So all September calculations are placed in one group. So when we want to see the monthly churn result, we just put churn trend and we get the monthly churn results, as you can see it. So this means one customer churned in February 2024, one customer churned in May 2024, then two customers churned in September 2024, and one customer churned in October 2024, and one in November. So that's how we get the churned monthly results of customers. Moving on. So here we have used churn trend is equal to churn trend is equal to churn trend dot reset index bracket name is equal to churned customers. So the grouped result is currently a panda series, as you can see. Seaborn works more conveniently when both values are available as normal data frame columns. So dot reset index bracket converts cancellation month from an index into a regular column. So dot reset index bracket, that is parenthesis, converts cancellation month from an index into regular column. As you can see, name is churned customers. It gives the count column a meaningful name. The converted result is saved back into churn trend. So all the result here is saved back into churn trend. So first, as you can see, what we have done here is that we have put churn trend dot reset index, which actually converts cancellation month from an index into a regular column. And we have used name churned customers, which gives the count column a meaningful name. So the converted result is saved back into churn trend. Now this is like the cancellation month and the churn customers. So yeah, I think that's how we get that. Now let's come to this query where we have used churn trend list cancellation month is equal to churn trend list cancellation month dot as type string bracket string. So this converts the monthly period values into normal text. Churn trend cancellation month selects the column. As type dot string changes the value into strings. For example, period 24/9, comma m becomes 24 dot 9 dash 9. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. Okay. So this makes the month value easier to display on the x-axis. So you see what we did first. First is we created a cancellation month. Okay. How we created a cancellation month? From a cancellation date and dot dt dot period. So we got this cancellation month, then we have all the visuals, then we have the churned customers. So we just get to know the churned customers according to 1, 2, according to numbers basically. And then there's a churn trend, like monthly how many customers are churning. So we have just listed the churn flag equals to 1, the same query from here, and we have done group by n size. So let's see how to display the churn monthly result. This is how it's displayed basically, and then convert result into data frame for Seaborn. So now we have to convert the result into data frame for Seaborn, because why we do that is because the grouped result is currently a panda series. Seaborn works more conveniently when both values are available as normal data frame columns. So that's what we do here. We convert this value into a data frame. So as you can see, the as type dot as type string, it changes the value into strings, changes all the values into strings. So yeah, this is how we get the final churn trend rate. Now let's create the monthly churn line chart. So as you can see in this line chart, first plt.figure bracket fixed size is equal to bracket 10 dot comma 5 bracket close. So this creates the chart area. 10 represents the width, 5 represents the height. Moving on, sns.lineplot bracket data is equal to churn trend, x is equal to cancellation month, y is equal to churn customers, marker is 0, or O, line width is 22.5 and marker size is 9. So this creates the line chart. Data is equal to churn trend tells Seaborn which data frame to use. X is equal to cancellation month, places the month on horizontal axis. Y is equal to churned customers, place the customer count on vertical axis. Marker is equal to O, displays a circular marker at every data point. Line width is 2.5, increases the thickness of the condition connecting line. And marker size is 9, increase the size of each marker. So the markers represent the monthly churn values, while the line helps us see how churn changes over time. Then let's add the chart title. As you can see, this is plt.title. Monthly churn trend, font size is 15, font weight is bold. Then moving on to x-axis, plt.x label. So this labels the horizontal axis and explains that it represents cancellation month. So this represents the horizontal axis, it represents cancellation month. At the y-axis label, this is plt.y label, bracket number of churned customers, comma, font size is 11. Perfect. Now moving on to adding horizontal grid lines. So axis is equal to y. Line style makes the grid lines dashed, and alpha is equal to 0.4 makes them lighter. So let's adjust the layout, plt.title.layout. This automatically adjusts the spacing so that titles, labels, and chart do not overlap or get cut off. And last is plt.show. This displays the complete visualization. So as you can see, the chart shows that the churn remained at one customer in February and May, and then returned to one customer, increases to two customers in September, and then returned to one customer in October and November. Therefore, September 2024 recorded the highest customer churn in dataset. However, because this is a small simulation dataset, this results should be treated as an observed pattern rather than strong evidence of long-term business trend. So yeah, next I verify the new columns alongside original cancellation date and churn flag. Customers without a cancellation date show NAT, which means that's not a date, that's no date is available. So the grouped output is initially a panda series, so I use reset index to convert into data frame. I also name the current columns and customer churned customers. So anyway, next I'll convert the cancellation month into string format so that Seaborn can display clean monthly labels on the axis. So for this visualization, I've used sns.lineplot. The cancellation month is placed on x-axis, and the number of churned customers is placed on y-axis. Circular markers show individual monthly revenues, and while connecting line makes the trend easier to follow. So yeah, we will focus on the next chart in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.